Ladies and gentlemen, it is what?
Friday.
God, it's Friday.
It's Friday,
Oh my goodness, man.
and you ain't got nothing
Oh,
better to
Fridays
do.
just make you feel good. Something about Fridays just make you want to take your clothes off and run outside butt naked. No, not always.
Not in this weather.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got up, washed your butt, brushed your teeth, ate some coffee, ate a donut or whatever. It's
Ooh,
Friday.
good.
After you get off work today, you are free for the weekend. Well, some of you, hopefully. Some of you are free for the weekend. For those that have to work, I apologize for it. I'm so sorry. But, most of us are off. Most. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, something came out yesterday that kind of put me in mood.
Things that make you go,
Something that go, Something to make you be like, no, motherfucker, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You just got to put shit together and like, it don't even make sense. But it does make sense. If you really think about it, some of y'all don't think enough. You got to put shit together and come out with some lemonade or orange juice or something. You put it together, you're going to come up with something. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you are not caught up with the news, the CEO of Cash App passed away Tuesday. Stabbed to death in San Francisco. Mr. Bob Lee wasn't even supposed to be in San Francisco. Mr. Bob Lee was by himself in San Francisco. Mr. Bob Lee always travels with security where he goes. But this special trip, he was by himself. And nobody even knew where he was going or where he was at. Now, here's the funny thing. Now that Cash App is up in the air, we don't know if it's going to exist the next couple months, next couple years. It might end tomorrow. Who knows? But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The Federal Reserve is starting up a Cash App called Fed Now. Came out yesterday. Coincidence?
no.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Fed Now has already come out and said that they're out to replace PayPal, Cash App, Zeddy, and all your other little happy little places you go to send money and get money. Fed Now is now going to take their places. If you don't believe me, go check. Go look up Fed Now. FEDNOW. Fed Now, and see what they got planned. And who is calling me? See, telemarketers, man. I can't stand telemarketers.
I know that's right. Tell me.
Telemarketers find a way to get through your phone even with your volume down.
You can't tell me they're not pushing for communism in this country.
They want to control everything.
Yep.
They want to control how you breathe, how you take a shit, what you eat,
Yep.
where you live at.
Well, the Obamas, I think, started that mess when they were saying you can't have this in schools in the vending machines and that. And the other. You know what? I agree. Kids should eat better, but it's also our choice.
Die happy, let me die happy. Let me die with a brick in my mouth.
If I want to eat a giant steak smothered in butter every day,
die happy, right? You gonna die happy, right?
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna die happy with a squash in my mouth? Eat these squash chips.
Man, I want to die eating butter pecan ice cream and eating steak and fries.
I want to die. Right. I want to die. I either want to die eating good food or die having sex.
I told my wife, I said, the way I want to die is I want to be watching a my Cowboys win a football game.
Oh no! Oh,
Listen. This is my fantasy. You got to listen. I want to watch my Cowboys win a football game while eating fried shrimp, and drinking my iced tea and having sex. All that at the same time, and then I can just go.
I want to die having sex and watching the Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl.
Now that's a fantasy.
Yeah, that's probably a nightmare. Those two things should not even go together.
Nope. Or the Houston Texans.
Oh, the Texans done. They are so done. I don't know what the hell they doing.
They don't know what the hell they're doing.
No, man, don't know. But as for good news though,
what's that?
Russell Westbrook beat LeBron James' ass. Oh my god! Woo! I had to throw that shit in so many people's face. I thought Russell Westbrook was Russell Westbrook. He's sure to show LeBron when he beat their ass. He's sure to show him.
You know,
you let Russell Westbrook play. He is going to show the fuck out. He can't be controlled. Let that man off the leash. Let him play. Thank God, man. I'm so happy he left the fucking Lakers. Oh, thank God.
I'm sick of LeBron James, period.
I can't stand his ass. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know some of y'all like LeBron. I can't stand his little soft ass. He's so damn soft to me, man.
This is a good book. This man, he was a great man. He did lots of great things. And it just
stop making fun of the king, man. Stop making fun of the king. Stop making fun of the king, man. You know how they get with the king. You know how they get. And I'm so tired of trying to compare him to Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Oh, he'll never
comparison.
You ain't, you know.
There's no comparison. I don't care how many scoring titles he get. I don't care if he's the leading scorer in NBA. LeBron is not Mike. LeBron is not Kobe. Period.
They also played a lot different back then too.
Yes, they played when men were men. You can get clothesline and no foul get called. You can punch in the face, kick to the balls.
Yeah, just like they talk about all these records in football. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, it got so many yards and all this running. And blah, blah, blah. It ain't like it was back in the day when they were able to freaking
2-hand tag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Stop.
The way they played football back in the day, I mean, they were rough. They did. Man, they actually punched each other and everything else.
Only sport that's physical is boxing.
and now you just look at a quarterback wrong and you get a flag. Oh, that's roughing the passer.
That's why I stopped watching. I stopped watching football. I stopped watching basketball. I'm like, this shit is just too damn soft for me.
You know what? When the NFL started going woke, that's when I pretty much stopped watching.
Right.
Now this last year,
what 3-4 years ago?
I for 2 years I didn't watch one football game. And then last year I was like, okay, I might give it a try because I heard they were toning it down.
Right. Only thing I watch out the highlights. I don't give them motherfuckers none of my ratings. Fuck that.
I'm sitting there watching the game and the rules. I don't get their rules anymore.
And they keep adding new ones.
Exactly.
Like what's next?
It's quite obvious that the officials are watching a totally different game than the rest of the world. So the cheating is obvious.
Right.
I'm
you
like,
know what's funny, Kyle? Today's show, right? The reason I did today's show because somebody got in my damn comment section and asked me, why do I talk so loud?
Wow, what's wrong with that? It's commanding.
I'm just being a man. I'm sounding off.
You're toxic.
I'm sounding off.
You're toxic.
Yeah, I got too much toxic masculinity. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll go put on the dress and a wig for all you sister motherfuckers that like men in dresses and shit. I'll go do it for you. Matter of fact, excuse me. I don't have to. Go into my shorts on YouTube. You'll find one where I dressed up like Zaya Wade. That's all you're gonna get from me. That's it.
Where the heck is Nico?
I don't know, man. I don't know where Nico's at. You know, Nico's on Nico time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest today. Oh man, I was watching this brother all yesterday, man, all last night. That sounded kind of a little suspect. But anyway, man, this brother is, man. We need more brothers like Nico Lagan. Did I say it right?
You know what? I'm not sure. I accidentally called him Logan when I first met him.
Well, look, Nico, if I said your name wrong, I apologize, brother. But Nico Lagan or Lagan, he's going to tell us to pronounce his name. He is the definition of masculinity. The definition of it. If you look up masculine dictionary, this brother is it. He believes that we have a problem. Men are losing in the game. Men are confused.
You got a comment here.
Oh, we got a comment. Oh, shit. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see what it says here. Let's go to the comment section. Let me open it up. You speak loud because you speak from the chest like me. Oh, thank God. We finally got one there. I'm just me. Thank you so much. Shit. This person is always in the show, in the comment section. You speak loud because you speak from the chest like men should. Men have been trained to soften their voices way to delete their masculinity. Thank you so much. I'm just me. God bless your heart.
And see, I'm more lower and lower tone and slower.
But they hit a masculinity in your chest.
I also model myself off of Clint Eastwood and all them old westerns. So
hey, look,
slow.
And we know they were very masculine. As long as you don't try to model yourself around LeBron James or Jonathan Majors or sorry, y'all. Sorry.
I was so proud the other day. My grandson said, "Papa, we watching Western movies?" He actually said Western movies. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, man. We can watch Western movies." And he said he's watching all of them. I love all the old ones. These new ones, I'm not so hip on the new ones, but man, you give me a good Clint Eastwood or even a good
real movies, right?
Yeah, John Wayne. There's some that they were westerns, but they were kind of, I don't know,
right,
not as masculine,
not like romantic, too much romance.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
You're supposed to be shooting in this movie, not no kissing and hugging and no.
Yeah, that's more the Roy Rogers type of movies, where they're singing and doing all that stuff. That's that's not me. But man, you give me one of them dirty, grimy, good Clint Eastwood,
right?
Good and the bad and the ugly, or Outlaw Josie Wales or something. Give me something like that, man. I'm happy.
Right. You see what they do in the movies now, man. They try to make us all watch LGBTQ movies and everything.
Did you send him the link?
Yeah, I sent it to him. Did he get? Oh Lord,
he said he didn't get it.
Huh?
He said he didn't get it. So I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna resend it to him.
Yeah, send it to him again, man. I don't know what's going on my email, man. I don't know.
Yeah, because I didn't get your email yesterday when you sent me the music clip.
Oh, see. I don't know, man. I'll get it worked out, ladies. I'll get it worked out. I gotta see what's going on my email. It sends what it want to send.
I hope I sent the right one.
Yeah, you probably did. If not, if he sees us on I don't know, whichever one. But yeah, so talking about movies, man, we just can't escape the LGBTQ, man. No. We can't escape it. Every time you turn around, there's an LGBTQ scene in the movie. Like, hold on, man. Look.
Oh my God.
I can't even let my kids watch cartoons because it's LGBTQ.
I know that. Oh my God! Don't get me started on that. What, Blue's Clues? Freaking Blue's Clues.
Oh
no. My grandson is 3 years old. Okay.
Right.
And a lot of times when you want him to kind of, chill out, you put on.
Right. You put your cartoons on, right?
Put your cartoons on, and when you find out something that's supposed to be innocent, like Blue's Clues,
Right.
has an LGBTQ parade going on, and I'm like, wait, number one, my toddler doesn't need to learn all this stuff. Okay.
Right.
Right. That's a bunch of baloney in itself.
Yeah, you
and
heard what they're doing in Canada, right?
Huh?
You heard what they're doing in Canada, right?
Oh yeah, where you can't
even
protest.
They stopping you from protesting against them.
I guarantee you they wouldn't stop you from protesting in front of a church.
Right.
Well, yeah, this bullcrap they got on TV. I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. I need to take this. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, man. Take that, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, you see the title of the show. Are men the reason for the failure of society? Are they the reason why society looks the way it does? I think they do. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I have a video to show you, and he's going to explain it to you better than I can tell you. Mr. Pastor Gino Jennings. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Because he can do it better than I can. Yes, indeed, he can. He can do it better than I can. Let's do that. Let's get the party started. Let's do it. Okay, there we go. Boom. Oh, this. I love this brother, man. This is a powerful brother. Let's get into it.
Take off. Make sure you play this on your website.
Amen.
Tony Harvard. Make sure you play this.
Masculinity.
All right, son. Come on, Williams.
Back in Isaiah 55 and verse 7.
Hear this,
Let
Boston.
the wicked forsake his way.
Are you ready to forsake your way, or are you going to stay in that church and hold your little cheap ministerial position? Sitting under a woman preaching, and you're a man. You say you're the head of your house. You're the head at home, but now you're the tail of that church.
That's right.
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter
The Bible
with you?
plainly says the head of every woman is the man.
Yeah.
So here you are, the head at home, but then when you go to church, you're under Mother Grethel.
That's right. Under her.
And you get her spirit. You and your wife coming in the house.
That's right.
That's why you men now want to wear a man bun.
That's
Hair
right.
long like a woman.
That's
Ain't
right.
no man should be doing like this.
No.
Look at society. Young men, society is trying to make you more and more feminine.
That's
and
right.
you don't see nothing wrong with it. Why you think society made these skin tight pants?
Go ahead.
Look at yourself. Society is making you look like a pervert. Society is stripping you of your masculinity.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
You mean to tell me you can't see that?
Preach it, man. Hallelujah.
I came up, we were men.
That's right.
Had our khakis on and hot top Stacey Adams left hooks, rolled up a little bit. We even rolled up our t-shirts.
That's right.
When I came up, if you had an earring, it was a little small.
Yeah.
Wasn't for no gay purposes.
No.
Now you both got both ears in there. Head jingling like a jingle bell.
That's right. That's right.
Like a baby's rattle.
Yeah.
Young men, pants hanging down, showing your behind.
Right.
Like you's a male prostitute.
Amen.
Young men.
Amen.
How in the world you expect to be respected as a man? You advertising your behind.
That's right.
It ain't no real man advertised his booty.
That's right.
Am I right, Boston?
Pastor Gino Jennings is the boy.
That's right.
You ain't no man.
Not a man. That's not a
Here
man.
you a father and got a little son.
Yeah.
What kind of example you are to him?
Oh, yes.
Look at what you call your son when you introduce him. This is my dog. What? This is my dog. You instilling in your son to be a filth eater. That's what a dog is.
That's right.
Or if you don't call him that, this is my pimp. You are instilling in your son to be a womanizer.
That's right.
He good.
Yes.
You a dog?
Yes.
Lord, my Lord.
You're a pimp?
Yes.
I'm a dog.
Yes.
Man, that's it.
So what are you? Your booty showing, walking, long hair, earrings flapping, I think you want to be a woman so bad.
Yeah,
Yep, they do.
Amen. That's true.
Putting on your sister's powder.
Yeah. Yes.
Using her Bobby pins.
That's right.
No.
Trying to
Looking foolish.
be. Trying to be.
More feminine than your mama and your sister put together.
Yeah.
Going into the ladies' dressing room.
Preach, Pastor, preach.
And society condoning. You know, there was a transgender. It was on the news last week.
Uh-oh.
You know, got his hair all cut and changed the clothes and whatnot. Got the hormone shots. Got the fake breasts. They put him in a woman's prison. He felt as though he was in woman's heaven. And he got 2 inmates pregnant.
My Lord.
Damn shame.
What was the conclusion? Still was a man.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That was the conclusion.
Still
Was a man.
That's right. That's right.
Preach, Pastor,
So they
preach.
decided to move him out of prison. What you gonna do with him? May as well send him to the prison where his kind is, men.
Men.
Look at the young men of Boston and America. The American government is condoning this madness. And when we preach against it, they say I'm a homosexual hater.
Hater.
No, when God love it, then I love it.
That's right.
If you can get God to change his mind, I'll change my mind.
That's right.
Until God changes his mind, I ain't changing mine.
No way.
And for what I can see, God ain't changing his.
He ain't changing.
And for what I can see, I ain't changing mine.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
All right. That's enough.
See?
That's
See?
enough, Mr. Jennings. That's, man.
Just like we talked about the other day, man.
That brother is
You-
amazing.
You hate the sin,
He
but you love the
chooses
sinner.
nothing but the truth. So help me God. He is the
Right?
Look, I gotta go to his church. I got to go. I haven't been to church in so long, but if I get to go to church, I'm going to his. That man, woo! God damn, he turned up with the fucking truth. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, man! Look, Mr. Legado. What I call you, Nico, Mr. Legado. How you pronounce your name, man?
Anything's better than asshole.
Okay. Well, look, you ain't no asshole.
No,
man.
but Nico's fine. Man. Some would argue with you. I can tell you that from the messages I get every day, some would argue with you that I'm not an asshole, but that's okay. I'll take the role.
Listen, brother, listen. I'm so thankful that my brother from another mother, Mr. Coyote, brought you on, introduced me to you. I checked you out last night, man. I was like, this motherfucker is about masculinity.
100%. Like,
I was like, God damn it, masculinity. If the word masculinity is a dictionary, your face should be next to the fucking word. I love it.
yeah, those are some of my t-shirts. This is a tester I just received this week. But
I
there's
love
a
it.
bunch, there's a bunch of those that are gonna come up.
I love it, brother.
Yeah, man, you're gonna start seeing them everywhere because men need to be reminded that they need to embrace their masculinity.
Yes.
Yep.
It is not toxic. You know what's toxic? Weak men. Weak men are toxic.
Yep.
They are the saying that says that if you're scared about a strong man, just wait to see what a weak man can do.
Yeah,
Man. It's freaking amazing what I'm writing my second book right now, and I'm talking exactly about this, and I was doing some research on rites of passages. This is exactly when Carl texted me like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" I'm like, I got no invite. I was just looking at rites of passages, and it's one of the biggest problems that we have in the Western world. Our boys are not taught to become men. One, there's no strong men anymore. We're being castrated, removed from the family unit by the government, by women that thinks that finally they're liberated and we are the oppressor still, but yet we do everything possible for them, like dying just to protect them, but yet they have the audacity to tell us that we're toxic. But we're teaching our kids to be little girls now. Like, we're literally teaching them as a child, and this is what I was just writing about. I was raised by a single mother, but you know what my mother realized when I was a kid? I had ADHD, and I have a really big problem with energy. I have too much energy all the time. She focused it towards sports. She showed me from a young age, you need to eat well to perform well, and here is outlets that you can use in order to become better. And now I'm I'm 41 years old. I have a six-pack. I'm in better shape than I'm 205 pounds of muscle. I work out 6 times a week. The guys at the gym in their 20s, I'm in better shape than them. I'm fucking 41 years old. But you know, we have to teach our boys that being rough is normal. Rough housing, you know what? I've been in martial arts for more than 20 years now. If I meet some of the best relationships I've ever had are with guys that I punched in the face. But it's true. But bro, there's a mutual respect that you get with someone that you know what they're made of. You know that they can take a punch. You know that if shit happens, that motherfucker can fight, and he's going to be down to help you out. He ain't a fucking bitch. You know that type of guy. You know, I got buddies of mine. I would have no problems with my girlfriend spending time with them without me alone. Not only do I trust those guys, but I know that they will take care of her if I'm not around.
There you go. Right.
And how do I know that? Because I have punched them in the face. We have trained together. I know what the fuck they're made of. And when shit, you know, my buddy always says that you need to choose your friends as in you were choosing a team in a zombie apocalypse. So look at all their skills, look how they align with yours, and do they have any meaning to your life? No, fuck off. Remove that shit from your life.
I hear
so okay, sorry, that's quite the introduction. I'm just ranting. I'm just
brother, you good, man. You my guest, man. So listen, where are you from originally?
Montreal, Canada.
Okay, all right.
Not anymore though. Like my girlfriend and I left Canada about 7 months ago. We've been traveling the US in an RV ever since. I'm in Yuma, Arizona right now.
Okay.
We spent time everywhere from Virginia, West Tennessee. We did Texas, Louisiana. Technically we did New York State, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, Nashville, Arkansas.
I'm in West Virginia. I missed you.
Are you?
Yeah,
no, but that's okay. I'll go by. My mentor is in Virginia. So for sure we're going back within the next 4 months. We'll probably end up being back there.
Okay.
But better stop in Texas too, man.
I was there for almost 2 months, man. I did Houston and we did Houston and Austin.
And Austin, I missed outside Austin.
Are you serious? I was there for 2 months. I was there for 2 months straight out of Austin, man.
You got to come back this way.
Yeah, man. It's I fucking love the south of the US. The further south I get, the less Canadian I feel and the best I feel. Because, man, I told that to many guys here that if you guys are not so I was recording a podcast in Lake Havasu a couple of weeks ago. It was released last week, and I was talking with one of the gun shop owner. I'm a big gun rights. I'm a Second Amendment right. As a Canadian, I have guns. I know how to use them. And I believe that if you walk into my house, you're fucking dead. I don't give a fuck. If you're not supposed to be there and I have to protect my family and myself, I'll do jail time. This is how it is. This is what a man does. Amen. But so I was having a conversation with this guy, and so in Arizona, there is a law that I always forget what it's called, but basically at the state level, they enacted a law that local government cannot force laws that are passed by the federal government on gun control. So basically, if like Arizona State, there's no registration, it's open carry. Yes, you have to have a license, like you have to apply for a security check when you buy a firearm, which it is what it is. I understand that. I don't know if it's needed or not, but whatever. But the point is that they don't have to register their firearms, so the government does not know what you have. So a federal government does not like that. They want to know the guns you have because they want to know who they're dealing with. As a Canadian, all my firearms are registered with the government because I had to. But that also means that now that they're implementing the laws to say that I can't use those guns anymore, they know exactly what I have, and all my guns are paperweight in Canada. They sit in a safe right now, and I can't even take them out to go shoot them anymore. But the point in the matter is that the guy was explaining to me that law protects Arizona from the government, from saying like a Joe Biden government to say that, don't worry, you don't need guns, we're there to protect you. Yeah, but asshole, that's not why the Second Amendment is in place. The Second Amendment was meant to defend yourself against a tyrannical government, not the fucking go hunt. If you want to go hunt with an AR-15, go hunt with an AR-15. That's a type of gun that my girlfriend and I can use the same one. They're so modifiable. I can collapse the back on it. My girlfriend, that's 110 pounds, can use it. I open it again, pop, at 205 pounds, I can use it myself. It's one of the most universal guns you can buy. Cheap to build, super easy to repair. But people are always attacking it because it's fucking black and it's plastic.
Right.
Put the same caliber of that shit on a wood handle, no problem. We got no problem. But it's black and it's plastic.
They lie about it too.
Dangerous. Of course they do. 223, a 5.56 bullet was designed for new type of military combat so that it wouldn't kill soldiers. It would, the way the bullet is so small, because the bullet of a 223 is tiny as fuck. It's not a big bullet. Like take a 308, for example. This is a lot bigger and there's a lot more damage that you're going to create. So the bullet was designed in order not to kill as many soldiers. You wound them, but you don't kill them as easily. And they're arguing that this is dangerous. Like, are you fucking retarded?
No.
My 12 gauge does more damage.
Jesus Christ! My security shotgun at home has slugs. They're 1 ounce slug. It will go in this big. It will go out this big in your back. A 223 or a 5.56 NATO bullet is dangerous. Are you kidding me?
That idiot, Joe Biden. You heard what he said? Oh, those bullets. Those bullets go in your body and they explode. No, they don't.
No.
He's such an idiot.
But
And they talk about the semi-automatics. Just about every gun that you own is a semi-automatic.
yeah, assault weapon.
What the hell? This is my assault cell phone.
Yeah, an assault weapon is any gun, black plastic that looks aggressive. That's it. That's it.
Any
That's
gun
all
that
it
looks
is.
past.
What do y'all need an AR-15 for?
Yeah. So, but this is the conversation I was having with this guy is I made him realize by the end. I'm like, bro, you understand that you guys need to protect this. You need to protect this law. You need to, because you look at Arizona's connected to California, same way as Austin is being affected by California. All the crazy assholes that put in laws that is bankrupting, that they're basically bankrupting their states, are moving to Austin. They're moving to Arizona. They're spreading their stupidity into other states that actually survived because idiots like that weren't there. Look at Florida. Florida's the perfect example. People are just like, oh, fuck DeSantis. That guy's an asshole. Why did you move from New York to Florida? Because DeSantis put in laws to prevent idiots like you from passing laws nobody wants.
Right.
So the point I was trying to make is that not only it's good to have those laws, it's good to have guys like DeSantis, it's good to have guys that will defend their rights to guns, but we need to take it a bit further. And this is where people like me get into place. We need to be vocal about this.
Yep.
We need, for too long, good men have simply just stood by because we didn't care. We just said, you know what, this shit don't impact my life directly. I'm going to continue to do what's best for me, for my family, for the people that I love. And those fucking idiots they'll take care of themselves. This is the assumption that we have. Unfortunately, those fucking idiots are breeding. So they're actually creating second and third, fourth generations of idiots that are following with no
Yeah,
core
amen.
value, with no virtues. They have no responsibility. They have no reasons to fucking be alive. They have no purpose. So they wonder why we have a bunch of idiots that are trying to take control of the Senate, taking control of the government, taking control of local governments. But we need to stop. As strong men, we need to start smacking them in the back of the head, just like we do. You know, I would have needed a beating when I was 14 years old. With all the dumb shit that I've done, if I would have had a father figure and he would have smacked me, just say, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
You know, my German Shepherd, sometimes she goes crazy. We're playing and she won't stop. I just smack her. And I'm not like fucking punching her. I'm just catching her attention. Like, hey, what the fuck, man? Take it down a notch. But this is how it should be. And good men needs to start not only talking the way I do, but we need to start helping other men to have a voice too. We need like, I have some things that are going to drop on May 1st. I started a video production company where I will only help men with my type of message get more of an audience.
Perfect.
I want this message to be out. I want a bunch of men to start talking about this, but not only talking about this in a way that it's done properly.
Right.
I have 12 years of sales experience on a high-end sales. So for me to speak in front of a crowd is what I do. Speaking in front of, transitioning to a camera was just a joke to me.
Right.
And now it's something I do every single fucking day, because a lot of the guys out there, they're not that great of orators. They need to be taught tricks on how to become better in front of that camera, how to be able to take control of a conversation, how to direct a conversation to where you want it to go, how to create rapport with your audience, how to connect with the people you're trying to help. They need to see you as a source of knowledge and the expert that you are. So those are all things that men like us need to possess. We need to become more politicians when it comes to that, to be able to speak the same way they do, because that's how they grab attention.
Right.
Yep.
So those are all things. This is hopefully I can help people by doing that. I will continue doing what I'm doing, and I want to help more and more people get there, because we need more men. It is time for us to stop taking a back seat to what's going on right now and start smacking some heads.
Right.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yeah, man.
What will it take for men to stand up and be the leaders that they were created to be?
You know what it is? It needs guys like me. As cocky as this sound, they need strong men that are capable of speaking in front of a crowd. They don't need to be told by feminine men and women what it is to be a fucking man. Fuck their opinions. They're not even fucking men in the first place. They need to have strong men like Willings, like a Joko Willings, for example. They need to have strong men like a David Goggins to say, but they're not political. They're still political correct, in my opinion. They're not there yet.
Right.
Like the closest we're going to get is a guy like Andrew Tate, but I don't like the way he approaches it. Because he's very condescending to people. Although I agree with probably 95% of the stuff that he says, I'm like, fuck yeah, motherfucker, you're absolutely right. But he doesn't do it the right way. He's and I fell victim to that too. I like to be negative. It's easy to be negative.
Right.
But you need to be positive as well. You need to show how to get from the negative aspect to get to where you want to go. Just complaining is not enough, right?
Right.
But that's what we need to do. So we need more guys like me that are ready to do the work. They're ready to get the hit. It sucks, man, to be destroyed every day on social media. I don't care who the fuck you are. It will have an impact on you.
Right.
This generation is too scared to really speak their mind.
Yeah.
They make these laws like they have in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't protest the LGBTQ. You know, we got to protect them.
Yep. And you know,
scared.
So as Canadian, it's between 90 and 95% of Canadians got vaccinated during COVID. They forced them. They forced them on, like they at least have one shot. But the point is that they forced it on everybody. I was a sales engineer for one of the biggest telecommunication companies in Canada. I did that work for 12 years. I was in that field for 20. And because my girlfriend and I are not vaccinated, we refused to do it. We said, you know what? Whatever floats your boat. If you want to do it, no problem. I don't care. It's your body, brother. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. Don't come complaining to me later on that you're having issues with it. But But if that's what you want to do, fucking freedom of choice, brother, go for it.
Right.
So my girlfriend and I were part of the 5%. In her family, she's the only one that's not vaccinated. In my family, I'm the only one that's not vaccinated. And not only that, but it's one of the biggest sore point that I have with my mother.
Wow.
My mother and I have so many fights on this
Mm.
because I was not scared. I eat well. I take care of my body. I exercise.
There you
I
go.
take care of my mind.
Mhm.
I meditate. I take care of my spirit. I have faith.
That's it.
Everything. I treat my body like a trifecta of the mind, body, and spirit. This is why whatever happens now will not destroy me. I'm stronger than whatever can come at me, and if I end up dying, I know where I'm going. So no matter what, there's no consequences really except dying. But is it really a consequence considering the place that we go after? So those are things that you see right now in the US, you see in Canada, but they forced us. Like as non-vaccinated people, my girlfriend and I couldn't go to the restaurant. We couldn't go to movie theaters. I couldn't even go to the gym anymore. Like just to push weight, I was not allowed because I was not vaccinated. I had to build. You know what I did? I moved to the fucking woods. I had an investment house in the middle of nowhere. I moved from one of the biggest cities in Canada to say, fuck you, I'm going to move to my investment house in a log house in the middle of fucking nowhere because all my meetings became online. So I bought a Starlink from Tesla. I was one of the beta testers in Canada. I said, fuck you, I'm going to move down there. And I stayed there for 2.5 years. I built my own gym. And all I did is concentrate on myself. Spend time by myself. I spent 1.5 years by myself until my girlfriend came to join me the last year. I was there by myself with my 2 fucking dogs, working on me, developing all the ideas that I'm putting into place now. When my job was telling me, bro, you better get vaccinated or else you're gonna lose your job. I was telling they told me 3 or 4 times. I told my boss, I'm like, bro, it's not gonna happen.
I'll just go get another one.
No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't. It was a government thing.
Wow.
Every single people in the companies, like telecommunication companies, there's only 4 or 5 big telecommunication companies that I could have worked for, and they all had the same thing. They were literally firing people for not being vaccinated. But instead of complaining like a little bitch and spending my time on social media, I sat down, I moved to my house in the woods so I wouldn't have any distraction. And I said, you know what? What can I do? This is not in my control. I cannot change what those fucking people are trying to do to me. There's assholes everywhere. I can't change that. But what can I do right now to get better? I decided I spent a lot of time by myself. I took 3 off of work. 3 months of work. I just took it off and I stayed by myself. I needed to go through it myself. I bought my first motorcycle and I went on a trip 3 weeks by myself with just gear on the back of my motorcycle. And I'm just like, I'm not sure. I know where I think I want to go, but let's see what happens. I don't have a place per se that I need to be. Right. But after 2.5 years of this, I was able to quit my job. 7 months ago, I left my corporate job. I did a full reno on my house by myself. It took me about a year. I was working on it every day. Then I was developing my businesses, my ideas for my businesses. I took all the money. I refinanced my house, took all the money out, took all my savings, dumped it in an account, and now I've been investing. I've been growing my businesses for the past 7 months as I'm traveling the U.S. with my girlfriend. Like, this is the back room in an RV. Like, you can see the kitchens right there, right?
Yeah, so, man. I read up on your story, man. That's awesome shit.
So all I'm saying is that we have the power to do, if raised properly, if raised with a mindset that you're not special, you're not this little snowflake that we need to adore because you're fucking alive. Mm-hmm. If you're being taught by your parents that you are just one of many, and in order to become a man, you need to fucking prove yourself through things like rites of passages. Pain will teach you the best lessons you'll ever learn. Yeah. And then instead of blaming everybody else like a fucking victim for your stupidity problem, you know, I say this all the time. If your life sucks, chances are it's your fucking fault. Yeah. And take responsibilities for your action, because this is the biggest problem we see today. I've been asked many times, what is the biggest problem we face today in society? And too often I've answered the lack of strong men. but this is just a side effect. No, but this is a side effect. Until a few weeks ago, I realized that the lack of strong men is just a side effect of the root problem, and the root problem being that we lack responsibility.
Yep.
If you took responsibility for your actions, you would eventually become a good man. You would become a strong man. It's so, instead of proning good men, we need to start proning taking on responsibility. Because this is what does it take to become a good man? For a good man to teach you responsibilities, to teach you what it is to be a good man, what you need to accomplish to be a good man. Because a good man is not born, it is fucking made.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made through tribulation, through trials, through pain, through tests, through everything that it takes to forge a fucking boy into a man. This is how a fucking man is. And a man is created when a man is needed.
Mm-hmm.
This is why rites of passages are so great, because there's a specific time and date in a boy's life that he knows he needs to accomplish something. So he spends his whole boyhood with the purpose of becoming a strong man, of becoming a man. The day he becomes a man through rites of passages, then he needs to become a strong man. Maybe he becomes the leader of his tribe, or maybe his purpose at that point is simply to raise a good family, find a good wife, raise a good family, and be a beautiful part of his community, just to make sure that he's there to help his community on the local level, just to make where he lives a better place by being a good man. Whatever his purpose, his second or third purposes in life, we need to bring that shit back to our kids to teach them purpose. As a boy, your purpose is to become a man. It is not to spend time on fucking social media becoming a fat fuck, becoming a fat and lazy fuck. It is to learn the responsibilities and be taught the skills that you will need to deal with life. Because life is a fucking ruthless place. You know, I said this in my first book, and I just said that if you let it, life will kick you in the teeth, bend you over, and fuck you raw. And that is what is gonna happen if you fucking let life, if you become a victim, like what we're seeing right now because of safe spaces and participation medals. If this is what you want to teach your kids, the ramification, what we're seeing right now is exactly what's going on. Guys like Joe Biden are in power because stupid idiots were raised by their parents to believe that they're special, to believe that safe spaces are needed. Instead of facing pain, their fears, becoming a man, they just are allowed to become man children. And this is what we're seeing right now. You even have guys that call themselves feminists.
You know, first off, Tarek, you got probably about 12 good shorts you can make out of this.
oh yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah, this is good shit.
My second thing is I mean, you know my health problems.
Yeah,
but I still, as much as my family and other people tried to push that stupid shot on me, I still refused it. I got COVID twice. First
and
time,
you're not dead.
I'm not dead. The first time that we got it, I swear I thought I was gonna die. But the second time, it was just like having a bad cold. No shot, man. I'll let my body do the fighting. And now I have no worries about getting that stupid shot. I don't need it. I don't care if I get COVID again. It ain't gonna be nothing. But
I didn't get that dumb shit either. I'm like, anytime you try to give me something free, ain't good for me.
Yeah, something was wrong when the government's offering you like money and other prizes just to get a stupid shot. There's something wrong with that. But it still gets me that when we go to the store, I still see people wearing that stupid mask.
Oh yeah,
there was already.
That's not why. You know why they wear those masks, right? Because they're fucking ugly. And for 3 years, they were able to hide their faces. That's why. It's not a political statement. They're just that fucking ugly.
There was a report. There was a report that came out in the papers about them stupid masks and all that social distancing and all that, and they proved that all that stuff didn't work.
Listen, the first time they spoke about it, I remember I was at the cottage, and so they're saying that the N95, the filters on them, can block anything 50 microns and bigger. the actual COVID size is 25 microns. I'm like, the first day they talk about the N95, I looked at the specs. I'm like, okay, but that can't block it. So why the fuck am I wearing a mask?
Exactly.
And
Dude,
but it's social distances. What you're saying there, it's a strategy to disarm people mentally and spiritually.
Right.
You know what I did in the middle of COVID? I had the great idea that I would go to all the protests in Canada, and some of them were 20, 50, more than 100,000 people showed up, and I was giving free hugs to people. I would do it with my sign, and in a time where it was illegal for me to be in a 6-foot distance from somebody that was not part of my fucking bubble, I was giving hugs to thousands of people. And you know, the biggest thing that I've seen is exactly that. Men, even men, some of the men that were hugging me were men. Like you're not talking a gay guy that thought I was hot and wanted to grab my ass. We're talking about real men, hardworking men that are just like, thank you for what you're doing, brother. Like this, I've had so many elderly people come up to me, and elderly is who we're trying to protect, right? Because they might die, they might this, and you know what? It's true. The point though, those are the people that felt left out. For their own protection, their family stopped going to see them. So they spent all their days alone with no outside contact. What do you think happens? You go crazy. This is why do you think they do isolation to prisoners? That's because they know it works. It fucks with your head. So instead of encouraging contact to make sure to make sure that those people did not go crazy, we isolated them. We removed them from a section of the society and say, you know what, for your own protection, go sit in a corner over there, but look at the wall. Don't look at us. Just look at the wall and be alone in your corner. So what could I do? Again, it comes down to this. What could I do? Is me complaining about it going to change something? No. So I just gave thousands and thousands and thousands of hugs during COVID. And I did it in Montreal. I did it in Nashville. I did it another place in the US that I can't remember, but people need contact. People need to be connected. We are meant to be in societies. You know, there was a study that showed that you could put two people on a deserted island, and it's like 100% chance that they're gonna find each other, because they will look instinctively. We do not want to be alone. We want to be with others. We want to belong. Again, same way why rites of passages are so powerful, because you belong to a specific group now. You're a man. Unlike women, we do not become men by being able to procreate. Because look at women. Women don't need to prove that they're women in order to become a woman. All they need to do is to be old enough to procreate, because this is their main job, is to produce kids. They're the only being on this planet that can do it. So that is their genetic job, is to procreate. But men, but you know what happens when a woman's pregnant? She's vulnerable because she's fucking pregnant. What happens to a family when the kids are young? They're vulnerable. That's why we're here as men. That's why we're fucking here. We're here to complement women, to be with them, to take care of the children, but especially to protect them and provide for them.
That's right.
It's just fucking amazing that all of this that I'm talking about, that I've been fucking rambling about for 30 minutes now.
All facts, brother.
But why the fuck? This is simple truth. That this has been real before. I didn't invent this shit. Are you kidding me? That's been true since the dawn of time, and will be true long before this fucking crazy society we live in collapses.
Facts.
But why is it that we need people? You know, I'm at a point now that all I can talk about is this, not because that's what I want to talk about, but because that's what people need to hear. I want to talk to people how you can elevate your mind. I want to show people how through meditation you can find what your real life purpose is. Through meditation, you can connect with your God. You don't need the church to connect with God. I connect with my God every day. I have a personal relationship with God.
See, we need God in our lives. I've said that time and time again.
But I cannot talk about this right now because people are not ready to hear it. People are not there in their lives to have faith. They're not there yet. And I'm not talking about religious faith. I'm talking about faith in yourself. This is the first step to confidence. Step in others. That's the first step to trusting somebody else, is to have faith that they will be the person they said they are. And then you have faith in the universe, nature, God, however the fuck you want to call it. Because how else are you going to know that you have a purpose? I was put here for a reason. I am doing what God put me on this planet for.
There you go.
How the fuck would I know that I have purpose if I don't believe in God? God gives me purpose, not in a way that I need to spread the word of God, but in a way that I was put here for a reason.
Right.
This gives me validation that I have a purpose, that I need to chase that purpose. This is what I want to talk about. I want to talk to men that wants to elevate their minds, but men are not fucking ready to hear it. So I got to talk about stupid shit like this. So hopefully I can awaken a few ones, because this is reality. It's not a fucking concept. This has been true since the fucking dawn of time.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the
No,
government.
brother, you was talking about you came from a fatherless home, man.
Yeah, man.
And let me tell you something. Some of us got both parents in the home, but if you're absent in their lives, there's still a fatherless or motherless home. If you're absent, just because you're in the home, don't mean you're parenting. You got to do something with your children.
And
Teach them, feed
100%.
them. You got to do something with them. You can be in the home. That don't mean you're active.
No.
They're still mothers or fatherless. You're not doing nothing with them.
My father left when I was 14. I saw him a handful of times. By the time he died, I think I was 30 years old. So in 16 years, I can count on one hand the amount of time that I saw him, and it had been 10 years since my last contact with him when he died. But my mother cannot teach me to be a man either.
Nope.
But it was her prerogative, and I hope she sees this. But the point is that the last time I spoke to my mother was about 7 months ago. 6 months ago. She doesn't talk to me anymore. But we had a heart-to-heart. The first time in my life, I told my mother what I really thought, what I really felt as a man, because my girlfriend suggested I do. Because for 3 years, she had avoided me because of COVID. My own mother told me that I deserved to lose my job if I wasn't getting vaccinated. So this is the type of relationship that I had with my mother. I can't choose who my mother is. I still love her. As the Bible said, honor your parents. But honoring your parents doesn't mean you need to get along with them or you need to even like them in the first place. It just means that you owe them respect because they made you. So have fucking respect for your parents is basically what it's saying. But where I was going with this is, I had that conversation with my mother to tell her what I felt I was lacking as a teen. If you would have, you married an asshole. That's on you. I didn't choose my father. This is on you. That's your responsibility. Right. Own it. It's fine. It's in the past. I can't do shit about it. But fucking own the fact that you married an asshole. Then, knowing that I was a boy, you should have found me a replacement role model. It doesn't have to be a husband. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend. It can be an uncle, a friend. And my mother was military. She had access to men that could have taught me how to be a man at that age, but that was her responsibility. And this is something that we see nowadays that's lacking. A lot of boys are raised by single mothers, and those single mothers are not owning up to their responsibilities. And it's not by choice. A lot of men want to be in their family, in their boy's life, but women have the power when it comes to the social, the justice system. And if you look at family law especially, 70 to 90% of women will create a divorce, will start the divorce. They're the one that wants to get divorced. 70% if they're high school educated, 90% if they're college educated. So you can see that the more time you spend in school, the more bullshit you're brainwashed with. Women believe that shit. So they feel the need to divorce their husband 90% of the time with a college fucking education. So every 25%, so you know how it works, right? Half of people that get married get divorced. Out of those 50%, 90% are caused by women with education, with higher education, because they're being fed the bullshit that they're better than doing the simple tasks that women have been doing forever, and that's what women are good at. I can't have children. I can't fucking make children by myself. I can't bear children. Do you think I have the patience to raise kids alone? Like think about it. My job's to be a provider, a protector, and to be an authority figure. The thing I should have had. But we need to own to this shit. You know, I'm starting to have women approach me and they're like, hey, because I talk about this all the time, that single mothers cannot teach a boy how to be a man.
Can't.
No, you can't. But this, do you know what? I get shadow banned for this shit on all social media all the time because I talk about this. Because this shocks people to know that women cannot teach a boy how to be a man. Like, to me, it's ludicrous. How is that even a fucking conversation?
And we can't teach a girl how to be a woman. So
exactly, but that's exactly right. But I can stop complaining like a bitch. Stop trying to make my little boy a little girl, and actually find him a role model that I know is good for him. Right. If somehow I end up raising a little girl by myself, can I teach her to be a woman? No. But I can teach her what a real man is. I can teach her what to expect, what to look for in another man.
Right.
The man she's going to marry is going to be a direct representation of who you are as a man. And if you have young listeners here, if you have guys that are still dating, bro, the first question you need to ask a woman when you on your first date with her is to describe the best moment she's ever had with her father. If she is not able, if she gets frustrated, pissed off, and start calling him name, pay the bill, get up, and get the fuck out of there. That means that she does not value men, and she's never done the work to repair the damage that her father did to her as a child, which is why we call them daddy issues. So if you find a woman with daddy issues, I don't care how hot she is, get up, get the fuck out of there.
Nothing you can do with her.
Now, if the woman looks at you, gets tearful, super emotional, and start telling you how whatever story that she has from her father, but as soon as she starts getting teary eyes, sit down. That woman is worth it. She's passed the first test for you to even consider her as somebody to date. So this is advice. This is one of the best advice I've received in my life, and I couldn't agree more. This is how you can you can at least cut 90% of the herd right there. Just remove that shit, stay away with them, and don't even sleep with them. Those women will just fucking bring you drama. Don't do it.
They'll definitely burn you.
Those are the women that will blow your car, that will blow your tires, scratch your car, stab you when you're sleeping. Those are so don't do it. Don't fucking
right. That was well said, man. I appreciate that, man. Well said.
But take responsibility at the end of the day. That's what it is. If you're alone, if for some reason, first, if your ex-husband wants to be part of his boy's life, fucking put your ego aside. Stop taking advantage of the system. Stop taking advantage of your ex-husband and let him be the father that he needs to be. Give him the opportunity to be the father. There's nobody else better for that boy than his fucking father. So stop being a cunt. Stop fucking using the system and let him be the father that he can be. If that is not a possibility for whatever the fuck reason, find him a strong male figure to be in his life. It does not need to be a boyfriend. Just find him somebody to look up to, somebody that's going to teach him how to be a man. If you don't know how, put that kid in fucking martial arts. Find a martial arts school. Whoever's out there that don't know where, fucking email me, fucking text me, reach to me on social media. I know thousands of people in the martial art world. I will find you a school in your area. That is a guarantee. But if you don't know where to find a good man, martial art coaches are some of the best men you will ever fucking find, and they will teach you. And they will teach your boy discipline, what it is to fail, what it is to know that they're not soft. They're actually a lot harder than they think. They're not made out of glass. If you get punched in the face, you can just fucking take it and deliver more. They're gonna know what it is to work as a team.
That's right.
How to be coachable. All skills that men today do not possess.
Right. Today,
you tell one of your employees, I have 5 employees, and I got to be careful what I tell them all the time because I could hurt their feelings. Hey, bro, the video you just delivered is garbage. No, but it is, and I'll tell you why. I'm not here to reprimand you. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you what it is. The video is not good because of this, and this. Please change it. Thank you.
Right.
Yep.
But this is not happening anymore.
Right.
So that's why martial art, to me, if there are women out there, if there are fathers out there that want their boy to be surrounded by strong men, being taught by good men, fucking put them in martial arts school. This is the number one thing you need to do. Teach them martial arts. Put them there.
First off, everybody needs to stop trusting the government for everything. The government tries to take away God. The government tries to take away manhood. Everything that you need, the government tries to take away because they want you to rely on them. That's why they push all this, you know, toxic masculinity and all this other bull. That's why they say, you know, they won't defend Christianity, but they'll defend the LGBTQ.
Of course.
All this stuff because they want you to rely on them. They're against families. They, you know, they want that's why all this stuff you see on social media and everything else, they allow that garbage because they think, oh well, if we say, you know, women don't need no man, well, the government can be that man. The government can pay for your children and all this other BS. Right. I'm not bowing down to our government. It's not going to happen. No. I don't care who's in office. I'm not bowing to any government. Right.
It comes down to this. They are not trying to remove God. They're trying to replace God by them.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to create a dependency because this is how communism is brought up.
Yep.
What we're seeing right now, Canada is going to become a communist country within the next 10 years. If the next governments that are in place are not conservative people that put, because easy put, you have, let's say you guys only have two parties, but those, let's call them the extremes, right? You have the left, you have the right, but you have one that's more the public's the one that's on the left wants a bigger government. They want less and less responsibilities on the individual and more responsibilities on the government. They want to replace their parents by the government. So when they leave the house, they need somebody else to take care of them because they were never taught how to take care of themselves. If you look at a more conservative way of things, they put the importance back on the individual. They say to the individual, and this is why religion is a great tool. Do I agree with the dogma of religion? No. Do I agree with what religion does? Yes. Because they instill values in the individual. They prone the person to say, if you do this, those are the fucking consequences to your actions. If you don't do this, there are also consequences of those actions. So instead of saying depend on the government, no, let's make you better as a person so that not only are you great for yourself, your loved ones, your family, but your community.
Amen.
That's the thing about religion or about Christianity is it puts the responsibility on you.
And so
you are the one who's responsible for your consequences.
So I'm not a big fan of Catholics, like Catholic Church, because I don't like the fact that they push you need to go through us. Like, I don't like, I'd rather you tell people that they can connect to their God directly, but that's just me.
Okay. Somebody left a comment. It was the women selected for thugs and low IQ impulsive G's while rejecting the genes of builders. Huh.
I have no clue. Is that even a sentence, or is that a bunch of words put together with no sense?
Hey, I just shared a comment. That's all I do. I don't. Sometimes I don't understand what they say, but I share what they say.
It was the women. Is that even a word? Women.
Anyway,
no, hold on. Okay, I get what he's saying. It was the women. What he's saying is that it's because women are selecting thugs with low IQ and rejecting the gene of builders. So basically, he's agreeing with what I'm saying. He's saying that men needs. So basically, you know that woman that I told you to get up and run away from?
Right.
Those women have daddy issues, so they will look like for assholes like their daddy.
Okay.
If their father was a great man, they will accept no less than a great man. Okay, so what he's saying is this. So I get it. Holy fuck, bro.
Hey, appreciate you. What? How you
Nosotros los lobos estamos regresando.
Appreciate you coming in, brother. Appreciate you. Or I don't know if you're male or female, but appreciate you coming in. It's a shame you gotta. We don't know who we talking to anymore.
But you know what? Again, I understand why. I'm not employable anymore, right? Like, because I'm so vocal on social media, I'm vocal everywhere. I've had 2 million views last month alone. So I know that what I'm saying is getting out there. So
Right.
and this is just a portion. You know that everything you post, people don't like it, people don't comment, but they fucking
Oh,
see
of
it.
course, right.
But
Oh,
they fucking
God,
see it. And you know, because of that, I'm not employable anymore.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what he got. You can divide men in two categories: rule breakers and builders. Women have hardwired selecting genes, but civilization is created by builders, the ones able to control themselves.
Yep.
Okay.
This is what he calls a builder, I call a good man. Look at the society that we live in today. It was built by strong men. I wish I was born at the end of the Second World War. I wish I was a baby boomer. This was the best the best time in American history. Your fathers just came back from the war. They've been through atrocities, which make them strong men. It did not make them perfect. It did not make them the best men alive, but they were the best men alive because they survived. They were tough. They were men. They came back here. They built a life, a society. They built a community where people could work, people could flourish, people were bonding together through religion.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, this is the nicest time in American history, like I was saying, because of these facts, because those were strong men. They created good times. And this is what we're seeing right now, the results of what good times brings. Weakness create strong men. Weak men create hard times, and that's what we're seeing right now. That's why strong men are so needed, right? It's an 80 to 120 year cycle. And 1945 was the end of the Second World War. We're at 79 years right now, or 78 years, sorry. So we're seeing that full cycle from having strong men ruling. Like he's saying, strong men build the society that we live in. They're still to this day maintaining the roads, the infrastructure, everything that people take for granted,
right?
Because it's done behind a veil, right? You know, there's a guy I know that calls it the aquarium. So his principle is that we live in an aquarium where all the fish is in a tank. This is the society that we live in. But we don't most people don't understand that there are people behind that tank that's always making sure that the water's perfect, right temperature, that the pH levels are good, that you're getting your food, that it's cleaned, that it's maintained, that you get to live a very privileged and easy life, to complain about what others are doing, while strong men, or builders, as he's calling them, are there to build and maintain the society that you take for granted. Instead of accepting that, you oppress them by telling them that you no longer need them, that they're not needed anymore. So this is what we're seeing right now.
Okay. It was a side of Catholic Church when the idea of women's rights started during the high Middle Age due to a strong devotion to Holy Mary, and men voted for women's voting rights. Repeal the 19th.
Well, but this is interesting, the voting of women rights, because that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. There was 3 waves of feminism. The first wave is the one he's talking about in the 19th century, where women wanted, at the end of the 19th, starting at the 20th, where women wanted to be able to vote. But did you know that if you do research, and people will never do it, but if you do research, do you understand that the most majority of women did not want to have the right to vote?
Really?
It is men that passed that law. And you know why?
Right. Yep.
Because prior to that, if you wanted to vote, you needed to be part of the military. You needed to be sure if a war was going to happen, you could be what's the term?
Drafted.
Thank you. One of the responsibilities of being able to vote was to be drafted. Women did not want to be drafted, so they're like, you know what?
Nope. But now they want to be.
but you know what? This to me makes sense, because if you're ready to die for your country, you have your country's best intentions of heart.
That's right.
Right.
So, you know, there's something I would love for to be able to bring in, and I hope I see it in my lifetime, is to do what Israel is doing with their kids. They have to be part of the IDF. They have to be part of the Israel Defense Force. This is a requirement. When you come of age, you need to serve. And we should do the exact same thing here. We should have 2-year period where if you want to go to college, if you want to do anything post high school education, if you want to even be able to vote eventually, you should have to go through 6 months boot camp in the military, where you're going to be taught all the things you could have been taught in martial arts, but you're going to be taught how to use weapons. You're going to be taught how tactics to defend yourself that are a step higher than martial art. And you're going to be able to be taught how to survive as a group, how to be dependable, how to be coachable, how to work out in a system that is established and proven. But also, the next year and a half, you should be social working. You should be working for your community. You should be building your community. You should.
Hey, brother, somebody got a question for you, man. Somebody asked you, did you serve?
No, all my family is, but this is one of my regrets. I don't have a lot of regrets, but this is one of the things that I wish I would have done. I have so much respect for the military just because of that. I wish I would have served just to learn the skills early that I've learned in martial arts later. Awesome. I wish that I could have been taught those valuable lessons that every man out there should learn. This is why I'm such a proponent of the military. But I'm not a proponent of the military in a way where we invade other countries, but we can protect our own. Like, there's a value in strong men knowing how to fight.
I'll let you know you're not late, brother. You're not late. You can always go back and check the show out. You can always go back and check. You're never late, man. Never late. Another question. Let's see here. Don't say alpha male because they're mostly rule breakers. The attraction for rule breakers is incentivized by educational system. Bullies are really punished, but dare not hit the bully back.
Nobody. He's absolutely right.
Right.
He is absolutely right. I was bullied as a teen. Do you know what the solution is to a bully? Stand up to him. Bullies are fucking cowards. You know what you know what my bully taught me? That I was a fucking victim, that I was weak, that I needed to do something about it, because that means I could get people to take advantage of me anytime they wanted. You can smell weakness on people. Look around you. Go in a busy area. I size up people all the time. I don't care where I'm at. I'm at the gym. I'm at the restaurant. I'm just walking with my girlfriend. I'm always sizing up people. I'm always looking at people, the look they gave, the way they walk. You always have to analyze and look at people now. They're victims everywhere. That's why bullies are so popular now, because nobody does anything to them. But the day that you stand up for yourself and you knock them out, that's a life lesson right there, brother. This is a life lesson that I had to be taught, and most men need to.
You know, I actually thank God for my bully. My freshman year, I got bullied by this guy who was in a gang.
Yep.
And I let him intimidate me. I didn't want to go to school. I mean, the whole 9 yards. But then that summer between my freshman and my sophomore year, I worked that whole summer for my dad.
Hey, brother, give me a minute. Hey,
I
don't think this brother here said anything about everybody just going to the military.
No, but hold on. No, I like this. I like this. Let me answer this.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So basically, fella 293, by your statement, that means that I should not be allowed to be a good father because I wasn't raised by one. This is idiotic, bro. Like, are you fucking serious? The reason I'm telling you that those things are needed is because I had to learn them by myself. I've been in martial art for 20 fucking years, motherfucker. One thing I can tell you right now, I've learned more in martial art that the army could have taught me in 2 years. All I'm saying is that I could have learned this shit when I was 16 or 18 years old instead of learning it when I was in my 20s. If I had a good man in my life, he would have smacked me into place to prepare me to be a soldier. When I became a soldier, I would have learned the tools that I needed to become a protector. And as soon as I get out of there, I take care of my mind. I develop my mind because my tutor, my mentor is showing me, bro, now that you're a killer, I will teach you how to control this shit. And I will teach you how to channel this energy, this power, this manliness that you possess with your mind. But this is the first step. You need to build a strong fucking body with strong foundations, or else your mind will never work the way it should be. You cannot have a strong mind in a weak body. Stop treating your body like garbage and take care of it the way it is, a fucking machine. And this is what I'm saying. So your opinion, bro, I'm sorry, but it's not researched. I'm telling you that if I had that in my life, I wouldn't have gone through what I had. So I am the best person to speak about this shit because I didn't go through it and I see value in it. And maybe instead of telling people that their opinion are not relevant, you should check yourself in the mirror, bro. I have not met one person that complains and hates on other people that is successful yet.
The issue is that you were saying people are supposed to serve and you didn't serve. Do you do anything that served the country now? You know there's a lot of things that you can do that serve this country.
So I guess you weren't listening to what I'm saying.
No.
You know, a guy like me can make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in the jobs that I used to do. I kissed my job goodbye. I could have stayed in this shit for the rest of my life. Instead, I isolated myself for 2.5 years. I refinanced my house. I took all the equity out. I kissed my job goodbye, decided to do what I wanted to do. My fucking purpose to teach fucking pussies like you to become fucking men. This is my service to you. You fucking welcome. This is what I'm doing. What the fuck are you doing? Do you know, bro? I've taken people. I help people almost on a daily basis. It's become a joke with my girlfriend. When she sees me meet somebody that I can do something for them, she's like, "Oh shit, not again." This is what I do every single fucking day. I try to help the men around me. I try to make people better. This is what I do on a daily basis. What the fuck do you do on a daily basis to help your fellow men?
Someone said, "Be thankful."
Absolutely.
Said, "Be thankful for your enemies, for they make you forge yourself stronger." I cannot serve my country rejected because of my political stance. That's crazy.
My bullies made me who I am today.
That's what I was trying to make a point. Is that summer between my freshman and my sophomore year, I worked for my dad. He was an air conditioning man, right? And we would put those I forget what you call them, those units up in the attic. And I had to climb up in those new homes where there was no flooring and you had to go across the 2x4s and all that stuff. And I actually built myself up that summer and I grew a little bit. And I told myself, I am not going to be bullied this year. And I'm not kidding you. The first day of school, I walked in, I was going down the corridor and that guy that bullied me was walking the other direction. I stopped and I looked at him. I said, "Not this year, but I'm not putting up with it this year." And I'm tell you what, when I stood up to him, he never bothered me again, and it gave me a confidence.
So why do you think that working hard, what you did, gave you that? Why do you think that it changed your mindset?
Because I built my body up. I wasn't laying around all summer around the swimming pool. I was out working, and I got my body in shape.
So basically what you're saying is by developing your body, you realize that you weren't as weak as you thought you were.
Exactly.
And that gave you the confidence to step up to your bully, not even knowing how to defend yourself, just spiritually and mentally. You're like, no more. This ain't fucking happening this year. So imagine what you're saying, but put it into a context where you're actually taught the skills that you need to fight that bully too.
Yeah, and if I'd had that, I'd had even more confidence.
But this is exactly my point. All the skills that I've learned through martial art made me the man I am today. If it wasn't for martial art, I would not be here speaking to people. I would not be recording 3-4 podcasts a week on different platforms with other people. I would not have been able to be in front of crowds at my old job and talking about, the number one fear of people is to public speak. Fighting in front of people, teaching a bunch of people, teaching classes will teach you that it's really not that hard to be in front of people. It is just a skill you need to develop. But it is through martial art that all those skills were taught to me. So imagine, as I was saying earlier, if you know that developing your body is so great, imagine putting intentions behind it on top of it. Imagine what it would have done to you, right?
We the Wolves returning. I like that, man. We the Wolves are returning. Yes, the Wolves are returning. They definitely are.
They need to.
They're stronger than flesh, but the spirit is stronger than anything else. Yep.
They need to. I always say that martial art forged me. It did not make me. It forged me. We are metal. I was not the hammer and I was not the anvil. I was stuck in between the two. Martial art was the hammer and the anvil, and I was just getting smacked in between, and it made me who I am today.
There you go.
So, you know what? I want to apologize to the other guy that I called him a pussy. I shouldn't call you a pussy. Not his guy, but the guy before.
Oh, fella 293. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking about it. I shouldn't have called you a pussy. It's not a good word for you. But but what I should have called you is weak. Not a pussy. You are weak. And it's okay. You know what? We are all born weak.
Yep.
But staying weak is a fucking choice.
That's right.
And this is not. And today, I don't believe that being weak is acceptable.
Yeah.
So when I shouldn't have. I just want to apologize. I shouldn't have called you a pussy. I should have just called you weak. But sometimes I get very emotional about this shit, and I need to be better at controlling it. But sometimes this type of shit blows my mind.
We knew that was coming. We knew that was going to come eventually. We knew it eventually.
Yeah. Oh.
We got some big men out here today, man. It's ridiculous. So many.
But I think
it's embarrassing.
But we need to be more vocal about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? As a child, I used to run my mouth a lot, similar to what I do today, actually. But I used to. No, you're weak because of your opinion. Because you telling me that I shouldn't be talking about something I don't understand or I haven't been through is a weak mentality. This is what the school is teaching you right now. This is why we have women that are wearing sports bra we have men that are wearing women's sports bra for Nike right now. Because, oh no, we don't know what it feels like to be a woman, so don't tell me what I can and cannot do. Bro, a woman is a biological thing. If you're capable of bearing life, you're a fucking woman. If you have a dick, if you were born with a dick, you're a fucking dude. So me saying that, does that mean I don't know what I'm talking about? Or should I just stop talking because biology doesn't mean anything anymore? This is my point to you. My point is that your question is weak, which displays a weak mentality. Instead of understanding that what I'm trying to say is we need military service to help us become good men. I learned it for myself, but I did it through myself. Can you imagine if I would have had a mentor when I was in my teens, when I was 20? I wouldn't have had to spend 20 years of my life doing it. I would have had somebody teach me this. I've met some guys in Austin. They're 20, 22, 24. They probably have about 2 million followers between their platform. Within 3 years by themselves, they went from 0 followers to more than 2 million. And all they do is interview people on the street and talk about financial literacy. You know, 2 of those guys, 2022, they're brothers. If you knew how much money they make just from their Facebook account, they make probably 10 times the average salary a year. Easy. Because they were raised by a military guy. Their father was in the military. They're religious, and they were taught from a young age the importance of being a good man. Did they have to serve in order to become that and to learn the lesson? No. This in the same way as you don't need to sell drugs and be a fucking asshole and an addict like I was. Learn from my mistakes and become better. This is how I can tell you that I wish I would have been to the military, because I wouldn't have had 20 years in the making. It could have been done within 2 years instead. And this is a skill that everybody should possess. And nobody should be allowed to vote if they don't understand those things. If you're too stupid to understand simple principles, you should not be allowed to vote. Why would we respect your opinion if you're too fucking stupid? Because call a spade a spade. What we're seeing right now is out of ignorance. And I would go as far as to say that people are not ignorant anymore, because we have access to all the databases and all the information that's out there. We're just stupid. We're not ignorant anymore, because if we wanted, just open up your Google and start typing. You'll find the answers that you want to know. But the point is this, bro. Your mentality is weak. Look at yourself in the mirror right now and analyze your past. Realize where you failed, what you could have done better, how you can make it better today. But once you become a good man, it is your fucking responsibility to help the other generation behind you. It is your role as a man to help young men become good men. This is my fucking contribution to society. This is what I do on a daily fucking base. I get hammered time and time and time again. Every fucking day, I'm being called names by weak individual, and it's okay. I don't care, because if I can help one person every day, my job is fucking done. This is the impact that I can have. So not only do I do it everywhere I go, I do it online, and I sacrificed everything to be able to do it. So this is my point to you. Stop blaming others. Start saying, oh, they're not this, they shouldn't talk about this. And listen to what it actually means. I can learn the lessons that other people have learned and tell you that I would have needed it if I wouldn't have known. If I would have had parents to guide me there, it would have made me a better man right from the get-go. Oh, fuck yeah, of course it is.
Hey, fella 293, I need to say something to you, brother. Listen, what Mr. Nico is doing right now is much needed. Much needed. Him going to the military probably would have kept him from doing what he's doing now. Who knows? But what he's doing now is very important to what is going on in today's society. I went to the military. Let me tell you something. I went to the military as a weak man. Weak man. I was 21 years old going into military, a weak man. I had a father at home, but he wasn't a father in my life. I wasn't a weak man. I made tons of mistakes in the military. Until I started making mistakes and learning on my own, that's when I became a real man. The military didn't teach me how to be a man. The military actually taught me how to be a weak man. It taught me to cheat. It taught me to drink. It taught me to do drugs in the military. So you're not going to learn everything that you need to learn to be a man in the military. So let me get that to you. So what Mr. Nico's doing, I congratulate him from not even having to go to the military to becoming who he is right now. And that's my part. Curly is more comfortable to stay ignorant in the information era than making the effort of learning, unlearning, and relearning. All right.
I think the point is that if we were doing what we're supposed to do, we wouldn't have to learn things the hard way. If you had a good father at home teaching you how to be a man, you wouldn't have to go through the hard stuff to learn yourself. I'm like Tarek, you know, my dad was there,
right,
but he wasn't in my life. He didn't come to a ball game.
Nope.
He didn't come to any of my school functions. He didn't even come to my graduation. He didn't want to spend any time with me. The only time that we ever spent together was when I worked for him during the summers. And even then, I'd get left at a house to do whatever, you know, like the duct work and all that stuff. And he went off and did another job. And I was not a good father. I had to learn. It took me years.
Right.
My kids were already teenagers before I started learning what it really meant to be a father.
Yep, there you go.
Let me tell you something. A real man steps up to the plate. My grandson is 3 years old, and he lives here with us.
Hey, wow.
His father wasn't there the day he was born. I was there the day he was born. He hasn't been there for the birthdays and all that other stuff. No, he's not there. He doesn't even give child support. You know who does? Pawpaw does. Pawpaw's in there teaching him right from wrong. Pawpaw's, you know, at first we were like tried to baby him.
Right.
But then I'm like, you know what? He's 3 years old, and there's a time that you need to comfort him. Yes. But for the most part, every time he falls down, I don't go running to him going, "Oh, baby, are you okay? Are you okay?" No, he needs to scrape his knees. He needs to bump his head. You know, he needs to do these things. But I tell you what, when I tell him, "Hey, don't do that," and he does it anyway, and then a mistake happens, he's got to learn. Hey, you know what? You gotta play by the rules, or something bad's gonna happen.
You know, man, what he's saying there is it's unfortunate, because he is right to say, well, his last message at least, that now we're teaching something to our youth that they will eventually have to unlearn and relearn, instead of simply teaching them the first part. Like take nutrition, for example. Did you know that it's something like 80 or 90% chances that if your parents are obese, that the children is going to be obese? Makes sense, right? That's not surprising. But do you know that sugar is more addictive than cocaine? So basically, our youth right now are addicted to substances that are bigger than cocaine.
Mhm.
And so not only are they being taught to be lazy, or they being taught to eat garbage, to treat their body like a dumpster, but if they want to do better one day, they will have to unlearn this and relearn it the right way, as they should have been taught in the first place. And that's what he meant, and I fucking agree with him 100%. Like, we are, imagine that we can just cut the two first one and just teach them how to be good from the get-go.
Right, right.
But as Carl was saying, that means you need to have good influences in your life in order to do it. So, and since it's a circle, we need to start bringing those men back as a whole so that they can teach their sons to be better. Hopefully, guys like us can teach other sons to be better by association, by helping them out if they do not have that strong male figure.
That's right. You know,
Now, I think this was for you, Coyote.
yeah.
There's a ton of things are possible to learn, if not in the hard way, because men's brain change a lot while aging, and some things make sense only at a certain age or experience.
You know,
I think that was directed to you. Call you Beard Man.
But you know what? If you are taught certain things, then yeah, there is going to be stuff you got to learn the hard way. Of course there is. But if you are taught something, then you have that knowledge, and then the other stuff it's a lot easier to take on. Yeah, of course, your brain changes, but let's take for instance, I was taught woodworking by my grandfather. Okay. For the most part, there's stuff in woodworking it's easy to do, and yeah, there's going to be stuff that comes up that's going to be a little more difficult.
Right.
But because of the knowledge I already have, it doesn't make it as hard. Does that make sense? What do you think, Nico?
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Again, it comes down to one thing: responsibility. I could have came in and say, be responsible, close my mic and leave. That's the message. That is the message that we need to hear. That's the message that needs to be put out there. Different ways by different people with a different audience. But this is what it comes down to, Kyle, is only that. This is all you're saying, is that you need to take responsibilities. That's it. It's that fucking simple.
Right.
And this, again, is why I think it is the biggest problem that we have today.
What is this? At 30s, for example, the need for speed goes down, and you learn to take your time before to act rushly. But if you were already taught, then that's nothing new.
But
same for sex drive. Thus, our need for lust in marriage, the legal correct way to satisfy lust. Well, if I had a father figure there to teach me the difference.
Yeah.
But you know what? I would argue, as much as to me, this is where I think we got it wrong in the past. There is a way to become a better man, if like the process of becoming a better man, and it is not to marry young.
Yep, that's right. I married at 19, and that was the biggest mistake I ever made.
As well, yep.
One thing that we have to bring back is it's twofold. There is such a thing as a sexual market value. A woman in her prime from 18 to 25 is when she is the most desirable. She is young. She is the most attractive she'll ever be. And her reproduction organs work at her best in those times. But for a man in their 20s, we don't have any value, because all we have is us. Being a good man is something that is built. It's something that takes time. It's something that is done over a long period of time. So this is why you see often older guys with younger women. Women want to be protected. They want to be provided for so that they can become feminine, so that they can live their divine femininity on a daily basis. But that can only be accomplished when the woman feels protected, because that is our first need. The first need is to be protected. This is the first step to everything in your life. If you're always surviving, you will never grow. Growth is not possible in the survival mode. So this is the first thing Why again? You need to be a protector. You need to have the skills that the military will teach you, or that martial art will teach you. Not only does your woman need it, but you need it as a man as well. It's really just, as he said, it's all about the fucking foundations.
Right.
Yep.
How
Yeah,
can
when-
you build on a fucking broken down foundation? You can't.
It's just like when you're in the military and they teach you how to survive. If you take those skills and you implement them, then
Yep.
you have a better chance of surviving. But if you think that you're going to do things your own way and against what way you were taught, you got a better chance of not surviving.
Of course. Yeah, it's just absolutely mind-blowing that we even have to talk about this stuff. It blows my mind every day that we need to mention those things, that this is not more
Yeah.
common knowledge nowadays. I don't even know why the fuck we're talking. We need to talk about this when this has been the reality since ever. And only about when the 2000s started, this is all bullshit started to happen. This whole craziness. Have you looked? I'm a big movie fan. I watch a lot of movies. I'm a big fan of movies. Look at movies from 20 years ago. Look at movies today.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, you see like just a word like retard. You say a word like retard today, you're gonna get crucified. Back
right.
then,
Oh, I know.
retard was just a second word in a lot longer sentence to make fun of people. But this back then was not. Man, we're so politically correct on each side that we can't say anything anymore not to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
I know.
You know, the one of the T-shirts that I designed just says "fuck your feelings,"
Mhm.
I love it.
and I was wearing it. I was wearing it yesterday. I love to see people read it and they're like, "Yeah, okay, say something about it. Say something about it." No, but tell me that I'm wrong, please. Tell me that I'm wrong. That your feelings only matter to you. They just matter to you. Nobody gives a fuck about your feeling outside of you. So man the fuck up, control them, and be better. Don't be controllable.
It's funny that you mentioned the word retarded, because last night I was watching The Fugitive, the original TV show from the 60s.
Yeah.
And they had a episode where this kid was working for a construction company, but he was retarded. Okay.
Wow.
And even the lady that was trying to teach him, she even said, he's just retarded, and that was a word that just it means
retardation.
It means retardation, but it's
but it is a medical term.
It is a medical term. I mean, just like you have clothing that's flame retardant. Okay, it just means that there's a suppression there.
The action of delaying or slowing the process or development of something. This is what retardation means.
Right.
So basically, by calling somebody a retard, you're basically telling them that they have learning disabilities. At the end of the day, that's what it is. There's something delaying their development. Is that said in a way that's bad? Sure, it can be. But if words hurt your feelings, you're extremely easily to control.
Mm-hmm.
That means I can control you with words. How powerful are you? I can take all your power away by calling you names. Wow, that's impressive. That's very, very fucking impressive.
Hey, what do y'all think about this right here? With We the Wolves put this up. We're currently the final part of Wheel of Incarnations.
Yep.
So we break the cycle and we'll have to start from scratch again in absolute ignorance, and all this BS will happen again. What do y'all think about that?
I don't. Go ahead, Con.
I was going to say, we have history books for a reason. You read that history book so you won't repeat the same BS. Unfortunately, most people don't read the history books.
No, they don't read at all.
So
they're told what to know instead of learning on their own.
That's right.
And that's what the problem we have in America right now.
Yeah,
We're
they'll
not
believe
learning
anything.
what
People will believe anything if it comes in the form of a post on social media. They put in the newspapers as the headline, and a lot of those liberal newspapers,
Trump indicted on 34 counts.
Right.
But it also, people don't read past that headline.
Nope, that's it. They don't go no further. That's it.
They don't see the part where all those charges are basically the same thing repeated
Right, all
34
garbage,
times.
right. Mhm.
It doesn't say that the charges brought against him are very weak. And even the experts that are liberal are saying that it's weak. It's
Right.
It's basically a waste of people's time. They don't read past that. They just want to see the big headline.
Mm-hmm. Hey, brother Nico, we keep you, brother. We keep you, man. I know you've been on with us a while, man.
It's funny. I'm supposed to be on a marketing call. Like I have consultants that I deal with to help me with my marketing strategy. And he did write me. He's like, "What the fuck you doing, man?" I'm like,
Right.
45 minutes late, but I'm gonna jump in like 10 minutes. I told him that I'll be there in 10 minutes. But
Okay,
one
brother.
thing I wanted to
apologize, man. I should have kept it with time a little better, man.
Hey, I'm glad we went over. We need
It's-
this. We need to do this again.
Okay,
well,
our brother Fella 29 came back on. He said, "Hey, I feel you brothers touch on a lot of good points. I feel as men, we all have an ideal on how to achieve the goal of manhood, but brother, we all are on the same team.
Okay.
I hope we all on the same team. I hope we all.
You know what? I agree with you, and hopefully you heard me apologize to you. I shouldn't have talked to you the way I did earlier. Hopefully you heard that part. If not, I'll repeat it again. But I agree with you. It's just that I'm at a point, bro, where just being good is not enough. I need to speak up. This is what I need to do right now. I need to speak up, and you need to do the same, man. Complaining online is not enough. Show people what it is to be a good man by your action. Lead. Be an example for the other generation to follow. So if that's what you mean by we're on the same team, I fucking agree with you 100%. And again, I apologize for the way I spoke to you. I shouldn't have. This is not a good way. I was not there. I did not want to insult you. But if you're anything like me, sometimes you need a smack in the back of the head in order to bring you to reality. And God knows I fucking need some sometimes. So,
Hey, we the Wolves, I appreciate you, man. Make sure you subscribe to Nico Lagan on YouTube and also to my brother Coyote, the Vibes Broadcast. Appreciate you.
one thing, man, one of the things I wanted to throw out there is I'm going to do it live. I wanted to how we have to be able to agree and disagree without being upset in name callings.
Yeah, that's true.
Is me calling you weak a name calling?
No.
My point exactly. That's why I said that I apologize for calling you a pussy, but yet pussy can take a pounding. So basically, if I call you a pussy, I'm telling you that you're tough and you can take a big dick. But that's not what I'm saying.
You are what you eat.
Nice, very nice. But
Oh man.
but you know what? But it's so if it upsets you to be name called again, you're easily controlled.
Mm-mm.
That's not on me. That's on you. If I know that you need to hear that you're weak, I will call you weak. I don't care about the consequences.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, fella 293. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate
Yes.
it, fella 293. I'm sure that we would talk over a cigar, you and I, and would probably agree on 99% of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just have a different way to say it, and I'm extremely passionate about what I do.
The whole point of the show is to get our opinions out there.
Right.
And yeah, we shouldn't be calling each other names and stuff. That's not the whole point.
No.
That's not really accomplishing anything. But
Right.
Nico's got good points,
Mhm.
and we can't let things like name calling bother us. In fact, it actually elevates me when somebody calls me a name in some of the comments. I've been called, pardon my language, but I was called a cocksucker and asshole and all kinds of other stuff. And you know what?
You are as you said, you are what you eat, right?
I am not a cocksucker.
You just nibble. You're a cock nibbler.
Cock nibbler, okay.
You're a fucking tease, is what you are, bro.
I'm
You're
a
a fucking
man.
tease,
A cock tease.
man.
Oh,
But
man.
you know what? That just, when I get called names, it just means I must be doing something right.
I agree with you, and
Perfect.
Thank you, fella. Thank you, fella.
It's a good. It should be a good inspiration.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
If people that are doing something right will always have haters. This is
Of
part of
course.
it. They're there, but the day you understand that they are simply there because they lack purpose, because they're not happy in their life, and they have nothing better to do than to insult other people or to discredit what they're doing, you start to realize that the people that I hate are not that important. Because
Right.
in the end, those are not the people I'm trying to help. So what the fuck do I care what they think? What the fuck do I care what they're saying? They are not the people that are ready to change. They're not ready to hear what I have to hear. I gotta jump off, but one thing I was going to suggest though is we should do this like almost on a weekly basis.
Let's do it.
Sounds
Let's
like
make this a.
I'm down for it.
Because you guys just are enablers. You guys ask me. You guys talk just enough, so I blow a gasket every time. You guys are fucking enablers, and I love it. I love it. I feed off of that shit.
Let's do a Friday show every week.
Let's do it.
Done. Invite. I'll put it in my calendar, and we'll go for as long as we go.
Sounds good,
Amen
brother.
for that.
Appreciate you, man. Let me first of all, let me shout out the people that commented. I want to say thank you. I'm just me for coming in. We the Wolves are running that came in, Fella 29, Fella 293, and Ali. Thank you so much for joining the show. Appreciate you making comments, making the show more interesting. Appreciate y'all.
Great interaction.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Also make sure you subscribe to Nico Lagon and my brother from another mother, Mr. Coyote himself, the Vibes Broadcast. As you see, we're gonna be doing this every Friday. So you want some education, want to learn how to be a man, learn how to grow some nuts.
Let those balls drop.
Much respect to you too, fella 293. Much respect to you too. Much respect, man. Appreciate you.
Much respect,
Yes.
brother.
Mr. God, appreciate you, brother, man. I loved your energy, man. Loved it. Loved the energy.
It's like that every day, all day, until I fall asleep.
Man, hey, I don't know what you eat or drink, but keep doing it.
I don't drink.
There you go.
And I just eat well and I exercise, but I am a crazy person.
Nothing wrong with that, man. As long as
The
you're
right
doing,
kind of crazy.
as long as you're doing it legally.
Well, I can't talk to psychologists because I'll be admitted, but that's a different story. That's a different story. But let's do this every Friday. I'm really down for that. That would be fucking incredible. Just send me the stuff. Send me the footage so that I can post all of that stuff.
I got you.
I'm gonna post that everywhere. I fucking love this shit.
We'll do. Oh,
Jamil.
right there.
Mr. Jamil.
Yeah.
Mr. I Am Comedy.
Yeah, man. You gotta go back to the beginning, brother. I know you probably missed some of it, man. You gotta go back to the beginning.
I'm
Great
still
show,
waiting.
man. Great show, man.
I'm
I don't
still
know
waiting for you to
what
give me that shout out.
God sent a good brother to the earth. Mr. Nico Lagon is a good brother, man. Very good brother. Very good brother.
I was good, man. I had some fucking fun. I gotta tell you, this is a good way to start a fucking Friday.
Oh yeah,
Amen to
hey, we're
that.
gonna make it rip every Friday, brother.
Oh,
Probably.
I'm pumped. The gym's gonna be easy. Okay,
All
I got
right, man. Hey, man. Once again, man, appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, brother.
Yeah. Talk to
Same
you later,
to you
my
guys.
man.
first
All right,
of
man.
many. This was very, very cool.
All right,
Have a
brother.
good one, guys.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, great show, man. Great show.
Yeah, great show, great energy, man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please go subscribe to Nico Lagon on YouTube. The brother got the energy, he got the good message. He's trying to make men again. Yes, make men again.
That's a good red hat
That's
to
a
wear.
good shirt. Make men again. Anyway, man, brother Kyle.
Man,
Mr. Coyote himself.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
brother, man, I love you, man. Love you like
I
a
love
family.
you too,
Love
bro.
me. Ladies
Love
and
you too,
gentlemen,
man.
go and subscribe to my brother from another mother, the Vibes Broadcast. Listen, man, this brother, man, he got some good stuff, man. Good vibes. He does interviews, got comedy, got paranormal activity, got life coaches. If you need some coaching in your life, go to
Hey.
his channel. You know
I
what
got-
I'm saying? If you want crazy shit and whatever, I got all type of shit. You see my channels all over the place. I got cooking shows, I got politics, I got music, I got comedy. You're gonna get everything. You're gonna be so fucking confused in my channel, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, and go
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back Monday.
check out my interview with Nico. That's how I met him.
What's that, brother? Say it again.
I said, make sure everybody goes and checks out my interview I did with Nico. That's how I met him. The name of the video is "Have I Met the Better Andrew Tate?"
Oh, hey man, I appreciate you, brother, for bringing them on, man. Yeah. We got some energy now. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Don't do nothing stupid. Love y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you, everybody that commented. Appreciate you. Love you. And we are what? We're out of here.
Slam. Let the boys be boys.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, please. Let your boys be boys. Yes, let your boys be boys. Don't try to put them in makeup and dress up.
Let them wrestle. Let them fight.
No. Don't play dress up with your boys.
No.
Don't do it. Leads the problem.
Unless you're... I gotta go.
All right, brother.
you.